Welcome in. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers. I'm here with my managing editor, Santana Wood, and we are going to bring you nightly, starting tonight, a update on all of the situation regarding the new coronavirus. The COVID-19 scare obviously is alive and well in Alabama, around the country. Starting to hear rumors about Tallapoosa County. We want to debunk any rumors. We want to give you the facts. We want the Alex City Outlook to be your most trusted source that you can come and rely on in this really kind of scary time right now.
Yeah, definitely. And like Lizzie said, there have been a lot of rumors, and we feel that it's very important for us to be able to be this trusted source for you guys, like we always have been. We work really hard to make sure that we're getting you news fast and accurate above all. And we are working to find those stories to inform you and make sure that we are giving you the latest information. So that's kind of what we're going to get into today. And we do have a coronavirus webpage started on our website, that is dedicated to everything that we are reporting on about the coronavirus. So you can check there multiple times daily, and you will be able to find all the information that we are reporting.
Yeah, and the big thing that people have to keep in mind, I think, is that it's going to have such a trickle-down effect. There are going to be so many different people. Businesses are going to be affected. Restaurants affected. Obviously, sports teams affected. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we'll be giving as much of that information as we possibly can. We also do definitely want to mention, that our paywall has been taken down for the time being. I know that is something that we're able to provide. It's not much money a month, but it is a little potential money saving for people who are in need and want to get those latest updates.
Definitely. We did make that decision this morning. You know what? Let's go ahead and take that down because we do want to be able to provide everybody with this important information for free. We feel that that's our service as a community newspaper for you guys. And like I said, we are the only source here for the Lake Martin community, and we want to be able to continue to be that for you. So like I said, everything will be available for you every day throughout this. And, we're kind of figuring this all out as we go too. It's
crazy.
it is crazy, and it's a lot to digest. And we do just want to be able to kind of get through it with you. So hang tight with us as we work to do our best, but know that you can count on us through it all.
Yeah, and one of the things that we'll also be keeping a close monitor on and that we feel like is important for people to know is business closings, limited services, things like that. Just here at the Outlook, we made the decision this morning, Monday morning, that we would be closing our business office until at least April 6th, which is when schools are allowed right now to be back in session. That's just sort of a way to make sure that we can continue to stay healthy and bring you guys the news that we need. We will obviously still be accepting phone calls and emails and letters to editor and all those kinds of things. And we have a basket outside. And there's been a lot of different business sort of limitations at this point.
Definitely. We know so far that Sakura Bistro is not allowing dining in at all. They are doing takeout only, and if you call in your order, they will bring it out to your car, and that's not because they have any health concerns. Same with us. It's just to prevent further spreading of the virus, which is kind of the whole thing of this ordeal. JR's is another one. They are doing delivery only beginning tomorrow.
Some events have been canceled until further notice. Some chamber events, Coffee and Connections later this week. The first installment of Strand Sessions. There's a list going. If you guys know of any that we don't have on our list, please feel free to contact us, and we'll get that list updated as much as we can. Spoke to Stacy Jeffcoat with Main Street this morning, and she said obviously that she would be updating as much as she could with the businesses downtown as well. So we want to keep that updated as much as we can. The other thing that we want to keep updated, obviously there were a lot of rumors spreading around this morning that there was a case in Alexander City, and we want to make sure that we're giving you the most updated numbers from the CDC at this point.
Yes, and as of right now, from the Alabama Department of Public Health, there are 29 cases.
Correct.
In the state.
In the state.
In the state. None in Alexander City at this time.
None in Tallapoosa County at all.
This is from Russell Medical and also straight from the Alabama Department of Public Health. And that is, again, at this time. That's not to say that there will not be some in the future, but at this time there are 0 cases in Tallapoosa County, regardless of what rumors may have been spread today. And again, that's why we feel that it's really important that we give you guys this information,
Right.
And kind of clear those things up for you and know that you can come to us, and because we're constantly checking those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of some rumors and some debunking of things, obviously it's a social media age, right? Like, we're all on Facebook, we're all trying to figure it out, and what we need to be really careful about is we're not spreading things that are not factual information
Right.
On Facebook. One of our reporters this morning looked into some of those myths and rumors, and we just want to do a quick kind of overview of some of those. One of the big things that I've heard is this thing about gargling warm water and drinking a lot of water in general will prevent the virus. Now, obviously stay hydrated, right? Like, we want you to drink water. I'm not
Right.
saying that, but it's not going to make sure you don't have the corona or get the coronavirus.
No, and like Lizzie said, that is something that I have seen shared on Facebook many times.
Yeah, the meme with the little virus
Yeah,
guys in the
and
neck.
it's just not true. The CDC has nothing like that on their website. Of course, staying hydrated is important when you're sick at all, and gargling with salt water or warm salt water can soothe a scratchy throat.
Right.
But the thing about the coronavirus is there is no cure at this time.
Right.
There is no vaccination for it. It is brand new, and I think that's what everybody needs to keep in mind whenever they're seeing these things. If you are questioning facts, please come to us. Please look at the CDC website or the Alabama Department of Public Health. Those are the sources that you can trust at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. There is one thing, obviously, too, we've seen is the whole drinking bleach thing. Do not drink bleach. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's keep our minds about us. Don't drink bleach. It's very dangerous. Even if it did prevent the coronavirus, I don't think you'd want to drink bleach. So, be smart. And I have noticed, I don't know if you've seen this, but on Facebook, it'll put a little thing over the top
Yes.
of photos or posts that say this has some, potentially misleading or false information. Again, if you get one of those, have a question, please feel free to contact us. And if we don't know the answer, we'll guide you to somebody that can give you the answer.
Right. Another thing that is being said on social media and by a lot of people is that it's just the flu. It's just like the flu. While it is similar to the flu and does have
symptoms,
flu-like
yes.
symptoms, it is different than the flu. The CDC has stated that and said that, that's why it's so important to have the social distancing for this, because it's not like the flu. It is brand new, and we're trying to contain this without spreading it any further.
Right. And I also think that, a big thing to remember is that people can be walking around with this and have no idea. A lot of people are asymptomatic or can't, or were, symptomatic a few weeks ago, and now they're asymptomatic. And so it's just very important to take all the guidelines very seriously at this point. If you're able to work from home, please do. If you're able to take precautions at any measure, please do. There's no need not to at this point.
Right. And I think the important thing to remember, too, is there are people who, are really healthy, younger people, might not be as vulnerable to the coronavirus, but like you said, may
Right.
be a carrier and could infect someone who is in that risk group, who may be someone who has chronic medical conditions or is elderly.
And another thing you want to think about too is, I'm going to, put you on the spot here a little bit, but obviously my good friend, my editor, does have a chronic health problem and you wouldn't know it, so you could be going to the grocery store and go up to someone who looks like her and acts like her and you wouldn't know it. And so just be really, really careful and mindful of what you're doing, and don't, travel if you don't need to. Don't go out if you don't need to. Certainly no need to drink at bars and restaurants, again, if you don't need to.
Right. So we, as the Outlook, are encouraging everyone to practice that social distancing. It's also something that the city is promoting as well.
Yes.
They're asking you to pay your bills over the phone or on their website instead of going to City Hall. The police department and fire departments have closed their doors, but they will obviously still be responding to calls and fulfilling their mission. But this is all just to prevent spreading it and practice that social distancing, which is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we sign off, we do want to get a little bit into kind of what's going to be in the paper tomorrow. Obviously, like I said before, there are so many different trickle-down effects, and we'll be seeing those emerge over the course of the next few weeks, I'm sure. But we wanted to get to some really important key points in this first paper after the school shut down and all of that. Obviously, in sports, we'll have some reactionary pieces from coaches and athletic directors who are kind of taking things day by day as well. And we've got a lot of that kind of informative stuff headed your way tomorrow.
Definitely. We've got an update from Russell Medical and what they are doing as far as having a pre-screening process and really limiting their visitors and kind of changing their visitor guidelines. We've also got an update from each of the school systems, Alexander City Schools and Tallapoosa County Schools, and what they are doing to prepare for the future and as far as they can, and what they're doing now during this shutdown. We've also got kind of what the city's doing and promoting that social distance. And we're going to have more on the myth versus fact in the paper as well.
And I think I do want to, before again we sign off, I want to let everybody know, we don't want you to freak out. We don't want you to think the world is ending. Be smart, be proactive. But again, if you have no need to be out, don't be out. If you can work from home, work from home. If you can, feed your children without having to leave the house, absolutely do that. Find a way, get creative, get creative in the time that you can spend with your kids in the backyard that maybe you couldn't before. There's all kinds of things that, just make sure you're getting enough sleep and being restful and mindful and all those kinds of things, because it is a lot of unknowns at this point. And that's why we wanted to bring you a kind of a daily cast. We'll be here every night, at least every weeknight, 7 p.m. with the most latest updates, as well as what you can expect from us in the paper every day.
Yeah, I think Lizzie's definitely right. Keep hanging with us as we all figure this out together, and we want to be your number one source for the news. And don't get distracted by the things that you see on social media, because they're not always true. But everything coming from us is true, and you can rely on us. So we will be here for you throughout it, and we're going to get through this together.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And again, make sure to check out all of our updates online on our coronavirus page that is dedicated to coverage. If you would like to sponsor our daily broadcast, give the number on the screen a call. And if you have any questions, feel free, email us, reach out on Facebook, call us, whatever you need. We'll get your questions answered as much as we can.
Definitely. Again, I'm Santana Wood, managing editor here at The Outlook, and this is Lizzie Arbogast, our sports editor, and we will see you tomorrow at 7.